that I'm live, but I'm gonna double check. Hi there. I'm just making sure that I am going live. So I'm just checking on my phone to make sure there's notifications also on my watch. So just give me 1 second. I'm just making sure that we're live and it's working all properly. Yeah, it is live. So perfect. Just close it. Hi everyone. So welcome. My name is Nathalie D'Souza. I'm part of the design team, and I'm gonna be your host for the next little bit. You see, everything is like notifying me that I'm live. So I mean, it's working. I hope you guys are doing okay. I'm coming to you from Toronto, Canada, and it's snowing right now outside. So it's gonna be a fun hour, and so showing you a new idea with the March kits. So I hope, like I said, you guys are doing okay. I know that, some of you might not be watching this live. It might be dinner time for you, or you're just watching a replay. Thank you for joining us. Let us know where you're watching from because we like to know. And I know that maybe it's a difficult time for you guys to watch. That's okay. I appreciate it anyways. So today, like I said before, we're going to be working with the March 2025 kits. And it's a really fun kit. It's like nice and bright and very springy. So I pulled out some pictures that I think are gonna work. It's a multiple picture layout, but my pictures are small. But I want to give you an idea on how you can use them. The kits, especially there's so much the new format just allows you to have a lot of embellishments. But I want to just show you what one little die you can do with one single little die and bring like a new life onto your projects. So I've did quite a bit of work. I'm gonna show you once I flip. Well, I'm gonna show you how I started, how I created some of that, and then we're gonna build it from scratch. So it is gonna take me quite a bit of time because it was time consuming just to create the little pieces for it. But once I flip it, I think once we create the background and the main focal piece, everything will go fast. My idea, I have the plan in my brain. I'm hoping that the time allows it to finish it. But we're gonna be here from beginning to end, and I'm gonna make sure that you guys see the finished layout before I clock out. As always, like I said, I am here by myself right now. I'm hoping that Kimberly shows up to help me with the comments. If not, just um just remember that I'm gonna be looking down at my what I'm working on, so it'd be difficult for me to answer questions. I'm gonna try. I have the laptop in front of me. I set up my watch so I get any notification onto my watch. But just in case I miss anything, I'm sorry. It's not that I'm ignoring you, but it's a little bit hard for me to, have eyes everywhere. So like I said, it takes one button for me to flip the camera, and once I do that, we're gonna get started. So let me just tie my hair and you're gonna see I have stuff here, just embellishments, some of them. Um, if you haven't checked out how the kits are now set up, is you can get any kit and then you get all the embellishments. The embellishment kit has like all of this together and all of this in one single thing. So, it's not like you can have two separate things, you get everything at once. So I have this here, but today we're gonna focus on this die, and you're gonna see that I have it here. This die is the floral oblong. I was gonna say hexagon, but it's a hexagon. But it's the floral oblong hexagon. So that means that it's not a perfect hexagon. It actually has a little bit of a different, it's not a straight hexagon. It's a little bit on the elongated side. That's what I call it. It's called oblong. I hope I'm pronouncing it properly because remember, English is my second language, just in case you don't know. So I have it here. So before we go any further, I have these pictures. That is my cousin. She grew up next door to us, so she is like our little sister. She is like my little sister, and her two daughters are our goddaughters. So you know, there is a lot of so I get a lot of pictures of the kids and of her. So I have these three pictures. It's a series for Easter. So I thought that the colors were great for this kit. So I thought it was like the perfect site to go along with this. Just so I have them ready. These are my pictures. So I picked up the colors based on what my cousin, one of my goddaughters wearing and the background so that, I'm going to make it pop. So what I did is I went into the cardstock kit. I'm just moving things to the side in case you don't realize it. And I pulled out these three colors. Okay. I pulled feather. I didn't want to go with the pink because the pink just kind of like, got hidden on that. So I went with feather. It's like a purplish tone and it's very pastel. So I thought it was like, the perfect combination for this. Then I picked up also calm. Kind of looks like my cousin's shirt. So I picked up those two colors. And then something like to just contrast those two. And like, I stay within the cooler palette. And that's breeze. So I have these three colors and this dye. So let me just put the pictures away. And I'm going to show you what I started. I'm going to show you how I continue working on it. So I went and created, I called it, I don't know if you guys have seen like, cocoa or like any, like we call it papel picado, which means it's like the paper that is like really detailed and it's hanging in banners. Um, especially a Day of the Dead. We have it also for like other celebrations in Ecuador too. So I had an idea with that. I was thinking maybe I do a banner. But then when I started cutting it, I'm like, you know what? I can do my background with this and give you an idea on how you can use it. Because you can do with this, you can stitch. Actually, there's a lot of things that you can do with this. But I think that what I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna give you an idea on it's creating your background. So what I have done before, like, I keep going here. This is a 12 inches by 2 3/8, if I'm not mistaken, the width of the cardstock. And I'm just gonna set it up to cut as much as I could. I think I cut 2 strips out of each of the papers. One of the things that you have to be, and you can see that I have shims for my little thing because I want to make sure that it all comes clean. Because it's such a detailed die, I like using my shims. I usually don't. The dies cut nicely. They're really, what would you call them? Sharp. Is that what the word? Would that be the word? But because, like I said, there's a lot of little details, I'm gonna cut them like, with some shims here. So I have 2 pieces of, well, you're gonna need one, so I'm just gonna use one. I have this tool in one. It's from Spellbinders, and literally it was the best thing that happened to me today. So I'm gonna show you. I gotta take out my little die cut. Okay. There's a lot of pieces left in there. Like I said, it's like really detailed and a lot of perforations. So this was like a godsend because this is just a little bit compared to what I had yesterday night when I was cutting on all of this. With all those little like dots that are there. So having a tool like this, I don't even know what it's called. Like it's called tool in one for spellbinders, but I'm sure I call it a brush. It's easier than going one by one. My God, I can't even talk today. Okay, but so I'm going to just keep going. I'm gonna cut a few more. You're gonna see that I have quite a few already cut out. And then I'm just going to just move this out of the way. Always try when I create die cuts to keep like some sort of organization, just so that, I have a nice leftover negative piece too. So let me just try to get this going. I'm gonna cut like another one or two, and then I'm gonna set it to the side. I think I have enough. I kind of played along with my idea as I was by cutting to make sure that I have plenty. I try to cut extras just in case. I'm hoping it's enough. If not, we're gonna take some time and just yap about the weather around your area while we die cut a few more. It took me a good, I'm gonna be honest, it took me over an hour to do all of this, even more. So like I said, the whole point here is that you take out, like your die cut comes as clean as you can. So you want to make sure that all those perforations, all those little details in the die cut show up nicely. So for now, I'm just cleaning my die so it cuts nice and clean. But then I'm going to show you how I'm going to clean out my die cuts because I was doing one by one yesterday night and I was like, you know what, this is not working fast enough. So I had to like consider other ideas because you're going to see once I show you how much I cut, quite a bit. but it's worth it because I think it's going to give you an idea for a few things. And sometimes, maybe because I love working with card making supplies to create scrapbooking layouts, I love working with things that maybe like, I think that they are go further than usually we, and I'm gonna say we because it's me too. We think, oh, stamps and dies are just like, things that you use to make cards. And it's not true. It's like the best thing that you can use to create any project besides those cards. Especially if you create a scrapbooking layer. The only negative side to it, I'm gonna say it. See, I'm gonna see like I could all of this. Okay. You're gonna see that I was trying to get a nicely organized as I could so the leftover I can use for something else. So might not be my best job, but I try to keep it so that I can reuse the negative pieces. Let me just move it to the side. Clean up. There's a lot of mess left behind. So I think that going back to the conversation, I think that dies and stamps are like very versatile, especially for scrapbooking. It does to take a little bit longer when you're scrapbooking just because it depends on the format that you use. It tends to be a little bit larger than an 8.5 or 6x8. Short tends to be larger than a card, whether you're using a 6x8 or you're doing an 8.5x11 or a 12x12. So when you create a card, you might need just like one die cut or a handful. When you create a layout, you might need a couple dozens or so. So like I said, it is just a little bit of extra work, but it's very worth it at the end. So let me just put this away for a little bit so I don't lose it. My little garbage. Just cleaning up my desk here. And then you're gonna see that I have all these pieces here. And you don't see the detail, and you do want to see the detail on this. So all I'm gonna do is just take, like line them all together and just take my, what is the name of this thing? Tool in one, or anything like a pokey, a needle, whatever you use to like, clean up your perforations. I mean, again, the die does great. It cuts properly, but they're so little that they're like, they're a little bit stuck. They just like, there. So all you have to do is just give them a little push so they just completely come off. And like I said, you want them all to be detailed. So imagine that I did this. I'm going to show you how much I have in my little container. And I was thinking reducing it, and I had two different ideas for today. But then the more I like work around it, like started like cutting, the idea changed. And then I was like, oh, you know what? This may be a better idea. Because then, if you buy the cardstock or pattern paper, whichever thing you want to use for this, I'm going to suggest that you use something that is quite on the solid side because you want the details to pop nicely on your layouts. Okay? On your background. So let's move this to the side. Let's just clean up. This has a little. Okay. So I went ahead and cut all of this out of the, let me remember the name, Breathe cardstock. All of this from the, what's the name? I have them here. I should move them to the side. Breathe, Calm, and Feather. Those are the colors that I'm using today. So it doesn't look like much, and maybe it's not much, but I had to clean up all the, and even like that, I'm looking at it. I think I missed a few, so I'm just gonna take one of my pokey tools and just clean up, a little bit more. You're gonna see what's so important to clean up in a bit. So just a matter of, there may be one or two pieces kind of stuck together, but we'll clean them up as we are building our background. And it's very easy, just like, line them up. And you're gonna see the shades of like, you don't see through them, is that there's a piece there stuck. Let's see here. And it's not that they're like, attached to the paper. They just, like I said, they're so tiny. And if you looked at my floor, it looked like confetti was all over the ground. So the dog probably walked around and he had like little pieces of like die cuts on his back. So I have my pieces together. Let me just again, remember these are the three colors: breathe, calm, and feather. So just clean my desk. And now we're going to, I'm actually going to pull a piece of vellum. I want vellum because it's going to help me create my background. So I'm just going to pull a piece of 8.5 by 11. Okay, let me set up the extra over there. I have my little container of, with all my utensils here. So what I have, I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm sure it's just me because whenever I create like a heart or a circle, I keep like a template. So this is like whenever I do like a nice one, I keep it as a, like for the future reference. So I had this one created for a project, and I just I needed a negative piece. So I literally just folded the paper in half, drew the half of the heart, quasi cut it, and then I have a template for a heart. So all I'm gonna do is use this one to create the heart for my layout. You can go with a circle, you can go with a heart. It's completely up to you. Let me get a pencil. Here, I think this one is, let me put it straight. So then, I think it's like an 8.5 or so, if I'm not mistaken, or 8 inches. And the paper is smaller because I cut it. So I'm just gonna try to make it like, oh. So there we go. So I'm gonna just take like I said, whenever I draw a heart, I keep the negative piece because then I know that I can use it further. And this is one of those pieces that I had left over because I like the heart. Sometimes, when I free drew the heart. So sometimes when you create hearts, they don't look that great. Maybe it's just me. I have, a peep about them. So whenever I create like a nice, and the heart looks nice when I cut it out, I keep the template. I know I'm weird. I'm weird, guys. I know. So then I know that, if I have to work another project, I have a nice heart template ready to go. Again, like I said, I'm weird. So I have my little heart there. So I'm gonna go ahead and fussy cut around it. You're gonna see that I'm putting it away. If you can freehand a nice heart, go at it. So I'm gonna go ahead and just, like I said, I'm going to cut this. And the vellum that I'm using is a little bit on the heavy side. So vellum comes in different weights too. So if you can find like one that is a little bit heavy, you can also not use that. But this is an easy way. I want to give this a little bit of dimension because I want the design or the detail in the die cuts to show up a little bit. So this is an easy way to do it. I'm gonna show you if you don't want to use, if you don't have the vellum, or if you don't want to use it, but you want to give it dimension, then it's gonna take a little bit extra time. It's doable, but it's gonna be like a little bit a pain in your Batinsky, to do that way. Because I'm gonna use some foam adhesive to pop my die cuts. I want to create a little bit of a shadow, that showcases the detail. So if you go one by one, imagine all the foam adhesive that you're gonna need. But if you glue the pieces onto the vellum, then it just makes it so much easier because then you just have to prop, you have a better way to prop your die cut, your background. So all I'm doing right now is just following the pencil line that I created. And once I have that, we're going to line it up on my mat here, because we're gonna try to use the lines in the mat to help us with the die cut. I might even bring another mat that actually has lines, so it helps me better. So this one just has little dots. So I think I'm gonna get one that actually has lines. That's on the left-hand side of my desk, on my table. So I have my heart. See, it's gonna be quite big. It's like I think it's an 8.5 or so. Let me tell you. Yeah, I'm an 8.5 by 9-ish. Put it here. Let me get another mat. So it might help with my mat. Yeah, this one has line. So Of course, when I pull something, I find a whole bunch of stuff. Well, I have one that actually has lines, and like I said, it's gonna help me because one of the things you want to do is keep this nice and straight. So it's gonna do our best to keep this like nice and straight. Okay, so there you go. You're gonna need some paper now, or you can use glue, whichever one you have handy. I have tape and I have glue. Okay, so bring your die cuts. So we're going to start. And you can go this way. I'm going to go this way. So let's just kind of build this up. You're going to see why I tell you that you need to get like as detailed as you can on your die cuts. So we're going to go trying to maximize the use of this too. So let's see. Straight line right there. I'm not going to glue it for now. I'm going to give it a little dot of glue. Yeah. See, I just look at little dots that are showing up. Okay, so we're gonna add a little dot of glue there just to keep it together. What I'm going to do, because it's gonna help me, is tape my little vellum for now, the bottom, the heart. So remember I had all these colors. Now we're gonna start alternating. So I have little pieces here that's leftover die cuts. Let's go with some green. See? So we're gonna go underneath. That's what I say. You're gonna need something that's gonna help you with the grid to just keep it. You don't want to have it like 100% like straight, but some semblance of straightness. That's the right word? Yes. And there might be a little space in between. That's okay. It's even better because then, it's going to give you some texture. So little drops of glue I'm adding behind it to keep it in place. And you're going to see that I'm going to start alternating the colors. So these are my 3 colors that I have going. So I'm going to go there and then I'm going to repeat. So little dots of glue just here. Just to speed up, once I finish the live session, I'll go and secure it even further. But for now, to keep it together, try to keep it as straight as I can. That's the key here. See, this already moved a bit. So let's say you're gonna need something that shows you, helps you with the grid. So either like use like a piece of grid paper, whatever you have handy, just to help you with this part. And you're gonna see why you need to showcase all the details of your die cuts. Because then it shows nicely. Otherwise, it just shows as hexagons on your background, but you want the little details to pop a little bit more. So all I need is a little dot of glue and making sure that it's nice and straight. Okay. So I have pieces here that did not completely like cut out. So what I'm going to use that. Okay. So here we go. Let's just make sure that it's nice and straight. There we go. Okay. So we have one area. It might look like one single color, but it's not. So now we're going to go next to it. So think about it. What color do I go there? I'm going to put a purple one there. And in some areas, some of the colors might be like next to each other. That's okay. As long as you have like a nice distribution of the color. And like I said, this is the part that's going to take us the longest. So just, if you're doing this after the live session and you want to think that it's boring or like a pop a movie, pop some music and and I didn't want to do it ahead of time because I was going to show you guys how but I had to do a little bit of the die cutting ahead of time. Otherwise it's going to be, trust me, we'll after the hour we'll still be die cutting pieces. Took me that long. So I am not going to put this one here because I think it'd be the leftover pieces. Actually, you know what? Yes. Let me put it here. And whatever's left over from here, I'm going to flip it and add it up here. So for now, we're just going to continue working. Again, we need another purple here, and I hope that I have enough and, of the colors. If not, we're gonna have a long chat. And you're gonna tell me what's your favorite books that you're reading, because I read a lot. I read a lot. And there's some books. I've read a lot of books lately. Not enough. Last year I read more books than this year. Um, but I can read like a book a day. So in between like cooking and stuff like that, I have a book in front of the stove. So tell me what you guys are reading. I will read. I don't like reading nonfiction before you tell me, unless it's something super interesting. I read a lot of fiction, like a lot. And I'm a fast reader, fast reader. So, like I said, last year I only read, I think it's 120 books. That's all I read last year. This year I was sick for like almost an entire month in January. So I'm only up to like 30 books, which is little compared to last year or my average. Am I getting the right colors here? Purple. Yeah. So if you know of any good books that I can like, are not gonna take me away from my life, because I am the kind of person that if a book is good, I could care less about sleep or anything. I will read, like, and I know people love audiobooks. I'm not, don't hate me. I don't hate you guys. I'm not a fan of audiobooks. I think the whole point of reading is that you actually, and I have like a digital, e-reader, so I don't have like, you know, a library. I used to, and then I was told by my loving husband that it is not a good thing to have that many books, because I had a lot, like a lot. They were taking over our room. So I had to keep just some of my favorite, and the rest went to places of people that would love to read. See a little piece here, I forgot about that. That love to read, that could use a hand. Otherwise, it was becoming a little bit too much. I have to admit it. I had a lot. So, and I've read in my entire life, like, because I keep like my digital machine. I've read around 5,000 books, if no more. Because whatever book before I used to buy them, um, paperbacks and and like I said, was overtaking our life. Um, and then I gave them up, and then I went into like digital. So um, I was lucky that I was able to pretty much buy all of them back and extra. So I have a library of around 5,000 books that I've already read. In my um, digital, I have two, and I have the apps on my phone. So it's always fun. So like I said, if you know of any good books, put them out there. I'll read them, you know. But don't give me like super good ones, because then I won't sleep. I know it sounds bad. It sounds like, crazy the way I'm telling you, but it's true. I love reading. If like, some people say, oh, if you had like, time in the day or in a deserted island, what's the one thing that you would like to have? For me is books. Books. It will have to be books. You know, even to kill time, it would be books. Like it's a necessity. I know that some people might be like, it's boring. To me, it's like the best thing you can do is read a book. I'm just gonna keep gluing. We'll have to glue this one again because you had to move it. I realized something. That's it. They're never gonna be fully straight, but straightish enough. Okay, so can I give it a little bit of there? So, like I said, good books. Give me a list, and we can chat books next time, because I am most likely gonna read them. I need a blue one up here. I don't know. It's just, my mother taught us to read. I was able to read when I was really, really young, younger than the regular person, probably. So I was able to like just go on the side and calm down with just a book. And at my time back in my country, people didn't read that much. You know what? I actually had this conversation with with one of my cousins who reads a lot too in Ecuador. And he said, I said, like, you know what? I find it that you guys don't read enough. And he said, yeah, it's not like, we read like our literature, whatever we have to read for school. but we don't go further than that. And compared to like what I read here, I don't read what's just like, in my literature books. I read everything. Like it's different. So even back then, I would read a book, and if I liked it, I reread it and I reread so many books. Like the Harry Potter books. I've read them easily a good 5, 6 times. I like them. I have the paper, I have the hard copy, I have a lot of books. I'm not gonna even go. I have a lot of books. That's the last word I'm gonna say. Lots of books. And I know my husband's in the room listening to me and going, "Oh God, you have too many," because I do have a lot. So I'm just thinking, what was here? Green. Do I have a piece of green there? See, this is very therapeutic. It's gonna take some time, but it's therapeutic. And then the leftover pieces are the ones that we're gonna use to fill up the spaces. See, I'm gonna probably have to take these out after because I'm seeing that I might have to go here. You see what the detail? It looks like lace. That's when I went why I went with very detailed with this. And like I said, I thought that actually taking out taking the time to detail this be a good thing. So we need a purple one here. I think I actually cut enough, which is making me happy because I thought it was not gonna be enough, but the more I do it, I think I do have enough, which is like, yay, you did it. And let me see how this goes. This goes now. Now I need a big piece. And so we're gonna go here. So I'm gonna make sure that I glue it in place. Here we go. Now we gotta complete this here. Now we're gonna go with a green one. I'm gonna take this one out, so don't mind me. Careful, okay? Before I cut the pieces that I need, I'm gonna take this and I'm going to cut the extras. And then the leftovers, I'm gonna play with that because then I don't want to waste a full one. Not that I waste it, it's just then I have all these little pieces, flying around. So let me just close this. And I make sure that I'm gonna give it some extra glue around the edges on the back. So you're gonna see here, because some of them might just be glued with a little bit. Remember how I said it's just like to keep it together, but I know how it's gonna stay. So now I can easily go and kind of secure some of these areas. The center I'm not worried about. It's the edges because I'm gonna cut around the shape. So I gotta make sure that this is like, tight. So you're gonna see a little bit of glue here. And you're gonna see why this is a better idea than going one by one with foam adhesive on your background. This one, by having on the vellum, I just gotta add the foam adhesive to the background, to the vellum, and it gives me a bigger area instead of having like those little pieces. Now I can put like a big one over there. So, and I even haven't picked up what the background is gonna look like. So let me just bond it. So now I'm gonna take my scissors, maybe my sharp ones. Oh, here, clean the excess. Yes, let's see. Here. So there we go. One piece. Let's go here. And then just carefully trim around. Okay, now that I cut that piece, let me see what I need here. I need a green one. See, that's what I said in there. I need a green one here. So let me just put it there to dry for a little bit. And I need to fill up with the green, another one down here too. But let me just keep trimming so I know the excess, what I have to play with. So just be careful about when you do this part. My scissors are getting stuck in the little perforations in the die, so let me just clear it to the B side so I see it. How about the most, I want to say, time consuming part? But because you guys didn't sit next to me to hold my hand while I die cut, so I had to do this by myself. Took some time. But like I said, I don't know how you guys work. I watch a lot of reruns. I will watch the show like live, and then I just, because I know what happens, I watch a lot of reruns. There's only a few shows that like I will stream after because I didn't get to watch them live because probably my family doesn't like them. So whenever I'm doing like this or stitching or a little die cutting or like coloring, um, and I want something like, as my companionship without pulling my attention, reruns are the way to go for me. So I watch all the Friends. I love reruns of like cooking shows. So I watch Top Chef a few times. I have watched Master Chef a few times. I have watched a lot of shows. A lot of shows, So Stranger Things. I've watched a lot of any zombie movie or show, probably on my list and been rewatched a few times. I love them. I don't know why. I'm weird. Like I said, guys, I'm weird. Okay, I like weird things. Zombies, I watch every. If there's a zombie apocalypse, I'm probably the first one to that, but I'll know everything about what's from that, just in case. So that's what my daughter says. Well, why do you like watching the shows? And I don't know, because I want to be prepared for when I'm the first one to disappear, but I know exactly what you could have done. I'm serious. Not that it's gonna happen, but see these pieces that I had left over. So I'm trying to find one that has a lot of green. Just trying to cover this. No, I'm gonna have to use a new one. Of course, I happen to be the one that's not fitting this. Oh, here it is. See. So let's say there we go. Perfect. So let it dry for 2 seconds. I'm gonna clean this up for now. Let me try to find the hole here. There we go. So there we go. Some of these pieces that I don't need. The rest is gonna go there. And this is gonna go in the garbage. So let's cut the excess of these ones here. My little garbage pail here. There we go. And I'm gonna flip it carefully there like that. Have you checked, like, have you got your March kits already? So I'm just wondering, because I know that they were shipping already. And if you got them, then you have all of this. If you got the dye, then it's a good thing. They're beautiful. So here we go. Let me put this stuff away. My little mat. I don't know where I put it. Oh, here the bag. See, but you see how cute it looks? And it's like very pastel. You can do it all one single color. You can do it like in different ways. But I think that having the color combination, it's gonna like work nicely with the rest of the kit. And like I said, I picked up the colors based on the clothing that my cousins are wearing. And the other thing that I did, as you're gonna see, I'm gonna talk to you about it, is that I didn't glue the entire die cut to the base. You see like those little like kind of lifts? That like gives a little bit of like what is the word? Personality to my layout. So I'm like trying to keep everything clean. That's good. Uh, someday I might have a craft room. Someday. So there you go. See, this is my background. So you're gonna see. Now we're going to go at it and just add some foam adhesive here. You're gonna see why this is so much easier than having to go one by one. So let me get some. I don't know how thick I want to go. So I'm gonna go with something like this, strips. So just gonna be easier to just put them like. I want to make sure that I put them like around. I'm not gonna fill the entire background with it. I want to make sure that also when I put the strips, they don't show through the perforation. So I gotta be strategic on where I put them. That's what I said. It's easier to do it like at once like this than instead of going one by one. So again, this is the part that's gonna take us a little bit of time, but I'm gonna put it to the side and do it. Let's find a background. So we're gonna go with pattern paper for our background. And I have my papers here. Let me just move. Are you gonna see that I've used, I think, one or two of them already for a project? So the flowers already fussy cut some of them. This one is pretty much done. I kind of like this, but I think it'd be too busy. I want something that's gonna make the this pop a little bit more. So I want something that has pattern, but it's not like a subtle pattern. This one I was liking, but um too tone on tone, but it is like, one that I must set to the side. There was a few more when I was like, this afternoon before. I like this. And I like the green is too green for me. Um, much I wanted something black and white when I was looking at it. Or something that had like white and stuff. But it's just, you did all that work, you don't want to like hide it. So I don't make stripes. See, like something like has a little bit more of a solid background, it will work. See that's not that's nice. I'm just putting my audition papers. I love this paper. I like this. But I think it's a little bit too busy. Like this, I'm gonna tell you that I have another one of this one, and it might be the winner. I don't know. I'll have another one because Kimberly would send me two of the plastic carbon papers, so too much color. So I want something that has less color or more of a solid. I like this. See? It's not bad. So I have like, I'm gonna put it here to the side, the audition or audition in the paper. I like this too. I don't know, it gives me the idea that it's like flying. I don't know. I have these three papers. Like I said, even though I like this, like I really like this paper, I'm gonna tell you. What I don't like is that I have a circle. I never would have done a circle. So in case you want to use a circle and put it inside this, I think no. So let's just choose from the three papers that I have here. So I'm gonna bring the pictures to make sure that, like, I make the right choice. Is it here? Let's see what the best choice. I do like this. Mm, not super loving it. I like this. I think if I anything, I'll probably put it. But I do like this. I don't know why. It just I don't like it. It's too bright. I like this. I don't know if I want to go with this one or I want to go with something that has a bit of more solid. But on this, the green kind of hides. So I think I'm gonna go with the white. See, I could go with cardstock too, but I don't want to use cardstock. Okay. There's another paper that, like I said, I was eyeballing. I think it's too green. So yeah, it's too green. But it's not bad. It's better than the other one. Put it there. And then the other one, just because I think that it's the right one, but there's something about those little dots that let's see if I put it this way. Maybe made a thin feel. I don't know. But I do like the whiteness of it. It's not bad. So it's in between these two papers. I like that green. And the background pops a little bit more. And you're gonna see the difference in a bit. I'm gonna show you right now. See how this is risen a bit instead of being flat? This part is flat, it's with a bit of a shadow. Just helps a bit with the design still. I like the stripes. I like the fact that it's white. So this paper is put your stamp on live, and it's the one that has like, all these little postcard kind of with the stamp and the seal, and one the B side of it. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my foam adhesive. So now we can work on this. Like I said, this is the part that's gonna take us probably the longest to set up. I know my projects are not, they're simple. It's just like, the beauty and simplicity is like in little details. So like in this case, you want like, the dies to pop, you want the details in the die to pop, then in order to do that, I'm gonna have to add a little bit of foam adhesive behind it just so you see the little dot, because you're gonna see the shadows. If you put it straight on the paper, it will still show, but not as much. So, I know it might be like, oh, why are you doing all that work? But it just makes it so much better. It makes it so much nicer. And if you don't like dimension, which is okay, it's completely up to you. You can go ahead and glue it straight onto your base layout. That's completely up to you. I'm just, going with what I like. And just showing you the difference between that. I mean, I know like I live in an apartment, so I know what it is to have like, those big bulky albums full of layouts and you don't one of the reasons that you don't use foam adhesive is that, it prevents all that bulkiness and that it's up on the space on your album. Maybe one of the reasons why I document my everyday on 6x8s. But in this particular case, because of the detailing of the die, it is a good thing. So sometimes you have to like, choose your it's a it's a well said, pick your pick your battles. Like, um sometimes you have to give in some things, and maybe the next layer you just like use pattern paper so it kind of balances out. Maybe one of them uses a lot of foam adhesive, not extreme amount that things don't even fit into the album and you just need to frame it. And there's like there's virtue in that. I mean, if you think like this layout is beautiful and I don't want to hide it, I have quite a few of those that I love them. I just have them in like I don't know, in an easel on top of my coffee table. I have like a sofa table, so it's like it fits behind my sofa. So I have them there on display, so when people come in, they can see them. Usually my family. So think of it as just having like a nice picture frame for my house, with a beautiful detailed scrapbook layout. So like I said, it's completely up to you, but there is a beauty to add in dimension as we go. You're gonna see. See the little shadow? It just makes the heart pop. And because it's so detailed, you do want, that a bit more. And now that I'm looking at it, I'm going, I think I need something that is more like solid on the background. I'm kind of liking this green, kind of liking this too. I keep going back to this for some reason. So even though for now I am just working on this, let me just finish the foam adhesive and then we'll make a final decision because even I'm hesitating. So not a good thing. But it's a good thing. I mean, it's just preference, choices. I want all the work that I put into the background because I think it's beautiful to pop. And that means that I have to be selective of the background. So nothing wrong with it. You know, I want like, I'm creating a nice frame for my picture. That's the way I see it. Carefully adding the foam adhesive just to the areas that I know that needs it the most, especially like. And the thing is about Fuma, he said, if I was putting it onto white cardstock, I wouldn't mind putting like, covering the holes. But I'm not putting it onto white cardstock. I'm actually going to put it onto pattern paper. I almost cut my finger. So I want something that is going to show the detail. Mm. The tedious part of scrapbooking is this part. Picturing things. You need to make sure that the edges are the ones that have like, foam adhesive. Go right now there. Okay, I think I'm pretty much done. Let me see what part I'm missing here. Another piece here. Yeah, it was enough to hold up the piece. So now let's go back. Let's go back. See, I like it. It's not bad. I mean, it does pop. See, like now you understand why I go through when I have beautiful paper. I'm like, oh, which one looks? I kind of like this because there's a lot of white, but I'm not so sure about this part down here. Nope. I'm starting to like the green one and the white one. I do like the white one though. But having these lines in between the space in between the blue lines, it just makes it like the detail kind of gets lost a bit more. But if I do this, I like this. So you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that maybe some cardstock might be the way to go. But I'm just looking at it going, pull out some cardstock, Natalie. Let's see what colors do I have here. But I like that green. It's starting to grow on me. This is tranquil, which is like a grayish tone. You know what? I actually like this. I'm gonna stay with that. And I was thinking it's too much green, but no, the right amount of green, it just brings all the colors together. And because the minty color from the comp paper is just kind of towards the green, it just makes the details pop a little bit more. So we're gonna switch the idea of the paper. The paper now that we're gonna use for our background, let me just put that away. It's Pocket Full of Joy, and I love this. So we're gonna use the Beasley. Just because it's more of a solid, I like it. So let's get rid of the branding bar. So I just went to stretch to get my. Just get this straight here. Hope it's straight. For some reason, I don't know what you call this. My paper trimmer is crooked, like not straight line. And I've changed the blade a few times. It's not the blade, the paper trimmer. So somebody told me that I could change the little the little metal strips that you can change that. So I gotta find out how you do that. Something to do with the tension on it. I'm gonna take the picture. See how pretty it looks. I love it. Like seriously. So I'm gonna go ahead and take out the backing. I know time consuming, but this is so much easier than going one by one, trying to hide then here. And sometimes you're like, I just want to give up because it is, one of those things that it's a lot of work, but it's worth it at the end. So let's just take the extra minute. One of the pluses of having long nails is that I can actually rip out the backing of this easily. I'm going to continue our curvature. Um, so how you guys doing? How's the weather around your area? Like I said, here is like it is supposed to rain a lot in a bit. We started with because it was cold, started with snow, supposed to go through all the beautiness of spring in Canada. So go start with snow, then go into freezing rain and end up with rain. So it is gonna be messy and it's supposed to we're supposed to get a lot of precipitation today. So my son has a function at work and I was like, make sure you take an umbrella because you're gonna come, he's wearing a suit, so like, make sure you take an umbrella because it's not gonna be a pretty night. And it's gonna be like messy commute back home from work. Thankfully, my mom just arrived. You guys can hear, but at home, and my husband is in the room with our baby, our dog, watching some TV while I spend time with you guys. So I'm just taking out the backing, almost there. And then the rest of the layout is not going to be complicated because you put a lot of effort into your background. So we're not going to complicate the rest of the layout. We're going to actually keep it pretty simple because you want everything to pop nicely. So having like, kind of like a detailed background, um, it's not that it's going to force you, but it does help you to kind of simplify the rest of the layout. You should see the mess that I have here with the little strips of the backing. For every three that I've pulled, only one has made it to the container with the garbage. The rest are like flying all over the table. Okay, so I wish I can show you, but no, because then you'll see the mess. I'm just gonna touch and see that they all have peeled out. I think so. Okay, so now we're gonna try to center this. Let's get a ruler. The easier way. I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna use the grid on my background on the mat on the cutting mat to help me with it. Kind of centering this. Move the picture out of the way. I'm gonna have to make this closer so you guys see it. There we go. Okay, so let's see. So let's look at this. 6 is here, 12, make it a little bit lower. So around 2.5 inches from the bottom. Maybe a little bit lower. 2 and 3/4, 2 1/4. That looks about center. Let me see. Yeah. Ish. Sure, that is around 2 1/4. See, I'm a woman enemy. 2 and 3/4 or so, 2 1/4 or something. 2 and 2 1/4. 2 1/4, but I want to make sure that it's like on the 6. So I'm eyeballing the top part of it. And that's better. Ish. Okay. There we go. Press. Okay. There we go. So now my pictures. I'm gonna have to trim some of this. I'm gonna trim them, make them a little bit smaller, and I'm gonna back them onto a piece of pattern paper. So it's here. Let's move this over. So I have my photos. Let's get a piece of pattern paper for the back here. I need to add them into pattern paper so they pop a little bit more. You go one then right here. Title gonna be up here. Okay. So let me just get them onto some pattern paper. I know which one I want to use. So I want to pull out some of that pink in the shirt. So I'm going to pull this one here. So, let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I want this one. The name of the paper is Embrace the Fun, which is actually the good name for this. So I'm just gonna I'm using the grid here to help me put gluing the pictures together. Okay, so let's see. So I'm gonna turn this one. And then the next one. There we go. So now we're going to trim the photo up. Where did you put my trimmer? See? Okay, there we go. Put it in my little roller car next to me again. The other direction. Almost there. I have my little tips. I need to make it a bit smaller. I just want a thin frame around it. So. Okay. Go. Clean up. So photos are gonna sit right there. A little bit of paper just kind of pops them up a little bit more. So I want it around there. Okay. One a title. There's those this one. These are the foam glitter stickers with some of the dots. Look at that. These pictures are like Easter, I think 2 years ago. They live in Ecuador, so I know this moment is gonna be used. Let's see what else we have. So the line. I like the moments. So I'm not going to glue it back to my background. I'm just gonna take out these pieces until I'm happy where we're going to sit. So we're gonna put stuff going this way. Okay. I don't want the happy ones. People want this. Sweet is not the one that I want to use. I want to go with light. Yeah, I like that. I think I also want to get just to bring the glitter, some of this one here, this heart. Okay, and I need something else that has glitter. Get down here. See, this was one just unplanned but perfect moments. So I have my little zigzag of glittery stuff on my page. Just put it away. On the wind, I don't know if you guys can hear the wind here because, like I said, it's like raining a lot right now. Kind of crazy. Okay, I don't know how the weather is going to. Wouldn't be surprised if my children show up for dinner today. Yeah, neither one of them is coming, but with the weather changing, you never know. And we are going to bring some florals, so you're gonna see. I'm just kind of setting everything in place. So if I set this up, then I know where my florals are gonna sit. So florals, florals, and florals, just to complete my layout. You're not gonna need much. You have a lot going on in the background. You're not gonna need a lot because you don't want to make the page so heavy. So nothing, like I said, nothing is glued. Okay, so I want to make sure that my florals kind of go this area. So let's pick there's some stuff here. Now maybe all this is gonna take, and then just kind of add this here. Let's see. See, just to balance this up here. Then we need florals up here. Let's go with something that has like that, some pink. And you can stitch on these flowers just in case you didn't. There's like a stitching guide. I am not using them like that. I want these clusters. This pink one. No, because then it's not gonna pop that. So let's see what it's. See? That's too big. So I want something a little bit smaller. Let's see. Or I'm gonna have to build them. Let's build it. It's too big. A little bit of and some twigs or leaves. It needs to, we need to bulk it up a little bit more. I'm gonna put some feathers, some leaves, feathers. They look like feathers. And another needs to bring some of that. Oh, do I have orange down there? No, I'm trying to see what I have. Pink. And another leaf or something here. Let me see. No, something that has no color. There we go. I was gonna say feathers, not feather leaf. There we go. I'm actually right down there. Just to kind of, it's not looking good, this one here. I'll find something to replace it, but I like that. And then I'm just thinking that I need to move this a bit higher. So kind of like that. And then we need to add something. Lines of journal, lines of journal, lines of journal, and something down here. So let's find another cluster. It'd be nice to have something not so big. So maybe this one here, maybe this pink one here. Yeah. You see how I'm creating those three little areas? This, and then we're gonna move this down here like that. Here we're gonna add more stuff, but now that we know what it's going to look like, then we're going to go ahead and attach it. So let's start with some foam adhesive. So this is when only comes in big pieces. We're almost finished. Perfect. Just go with the big pieces for me. Okay, so let's see this one. Just gonna pull it out a bit more out. There we go. Just gonna rotate it a bit. You don't want to hide the corner here because then it's not gonna read as a heart. So just be careful, mindful of that. It's gonna look okay. Remember, this is going to sit here. Pretty much, we're gonna worry about this part here. We're gonna take this. Let's move them to the side. Like I said, if you guys want to see, for every 3 pieces of garbage that I have in my hands, one goes in the container, the other one goes to the side of the container. I don't know what's the point of having it. So we're just going to sit right there, give it some foam adhesive. This one's going to go underneath. So lift it carefully, tucking it in a bit. It's going to sit right there. This is going to be right here. Okay. And the moment is going to go right there. I might need to add another something else there. So let's see. You want to go underneath? Okay, let's go with moments. It looks straight. Yep. Let's go with life. Just be careful, remember, because you have the dot and the center here. So when you feel it out, just be mindful of that. I'm using my nails to keep those little centers of the eaves and all that stuff here. I miss one. Right here in the little spot. And I have the dot. Here we go. Yeah. I need something up here. So let's go into the pocket pickles. Let's see some branches here. There's so little. Let me see in the timeline. Oh, come on. Nope. Let's see this one. No, no, let's see this one. I need something, so I'm gonna have to do some work here. Let's see. I don't, it's not that I don't like it. I just think that I don't have anything else discolored to like kind of, it just looks out of place. So I need to find something that it helps me with that. I'm just trying to find another leaf or something. Oh, here we go. So a little bit similar. Yeah. So I can do this. This one here. I think I want to put it. Let's just play with this a bit. Much better. Yeah, I like that. Okay, might need something else here for now. So now we're gonna secure the pictures. Let's move this to the side. I want my picture to go right there. And I'm not even gonna add some foam adhesive, even though I could, but I'm not. I'm just going to use my tape. Here it is. Use the line on the back now. I think it's nice and straight. Yeah. Let's look at that heart that I had. Perfect. Stuck to my finger. Oh my God, it's stuck to my finger. Ah, here we go. So zigzagging, same place where the flowers are at. Okay. See? Okay, let's keep going. Let's see what else we're gonna add to this. I need butterflies or something like that. Looking at this, I think I saw some butterflies here, even though they come. See this blue one? Thinking it's one around here. Let's find another one. Let's see. I have a yellow and pink. So here, I need another one up there. And I'm hoping I find another one. It's not here. Let's see. I'm looking at the ephemera, making sure that I didn't miss one. I think I didn't. Might have used it. So I'm just. Do we have one here? No. No. Where was going to find one? You need one that is a little bit on the bigger side, so that's what I'm looking at. I have another bug, but which might be the one to go. I have this little bug, so we might go with that. Just so we have the blue up here. I want the blue down here. I want this little bug kind of coming, crawling up there. Actually, see, telling me that I'm doing okay with time. 2, 3. Actually, let's flip it. Make this here. Balance this out. This here, and I want to put this here. I might bring smaller ones, but so now we're going to put this here. Second one. Okay, this one here. And this one over here at the bottom. Okay, so here we go. Let's see what else do we need. Remember, into journal, you need something down here. So let's just take a look at my coffee filters. Need something here too. So let's see as happy. Just need it. Okay, another butterfly. One to go with one. Then we are going to add another butterfly down here. So one little bug or something. See, I talked to myself. Oh my God, so sad. He's trying to find something else. He needs something at the bottom here. That's what I'm looking for. A border or something. Oh, oh. I just remembered something. Didn't I trim the border? There we go. See, it needs that at the bottom just to bring it down. So this is the border from the paper. Gonna put it at the bottom. It just needs something to ground it at the bottom. So I'm gonna get this. It's gonna bring the blue that is happening up there. So just mind the zigzag. So if anything, my lines with journal will go here in this area, and I need something down here to like just like bring it all together. So I might put like just for the time being. This layout is not for me. It's gonna stay in my cousin's stash. So she'll take it when when they come visit next year. So right now I'm just going to like add something for her to add the story. So remember these little tickets? I think I want to put it down here, just a small one. Trying to find one that these are from with all these little cut up pieces of paper. I try to find a little one. And I go ticket. Make this note. I'm gonna tuck it underneath here. See, I like it, but then I don't like it once I put it down. Like that. And then I am going to put a little camera. And then maybe something that completes like the flowery look. So I'm looking here. What about this border here too? I just remember them. Little heart. Remember, I'm bringing the zigzags. I need something that has that shiny look here. Something that they can put one of the florals here. There you go. That's it. Move the steps so you can see the layout properly. And that is finished. And close it. So let me just walk through to you. There we go. So we created the background using this die, which is the floral oblong hexagon. So just using the cardstock for the background. We glue the pieces onto a vellum heart. Then we fussy cut around it to give it the shape. And then we just go into, I'm just looking at pieces where I can add some for my pieces. And then we just added my photos. And then we created our little, I'm just cleaning, see, and have all these little pieces. Like I said, we just added some of the florals just to make sure like the pictures pop. Let's add in all my pieces so it doesn't move. And then just to finish, like a title, and then like I said, lines of journal at the bottom right here. And I needed to bring this little strip at the bottom just to kind of ground everything in place. Otherwise, it's like kind of floating in space. So the only thing I'm not liking is this. Do you think I have to move it? Kind of to tie this together like this. So I don't know where this is going to go, but it's not working for me there. Maybe up here. Let me see. Then I can add a little butterfly down here. There you go. Let's move a few pieces just to make more sense on the layer. And there we go. So I hope you enjoy this. As always, like, if you have any questions or in case I missed anything, let me know. I would love to help you. I'll take pictures of it. Let's hope the weather gets better so there's extra light to do it. But I hope you enjoy this. Let me flip the camera so I can see you. Button for the camera. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that. You're gonna see the mess right here. As always, thank you so much for joining me. Like I said, thank you. I enjoyed working life projects, showing you that it's doable. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact me. Remember, you can check everything that I use in the Hip Kits website. This is the March kit in case you're looking for it. And thank you so much for joining me. And I hope to see you soon. Take care, guys.